Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to explain how to solve the following question. In this question we know the demand and the supply of a good, and we also know that there is a surplus on the market. We want to solve for the market price and the actual quantity purchased. Just to help you imagine what's going on, let me show you a picture. Here is what's going on the market. This is the demand of the good, that's the supply of the good. Now that's the market price. This broken line, that's the market price, and we have the surplus here. What's the surplus? It's the difference between the quantity supplied minus the quantity demanded. In other words, when we have a surplus, the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded. So you should remember this picture, and then we're going to translate the relation between QS, QD, and surplus into a mathematical equation. That's our first sentence. When there is a surplus of 3.1 units in the market, we have S minus D equal to 3.1. It's very important. Some students will write it the other way around, and that's wrong. Of course, there are other correct ways to write this. You can say S is equal to D plus 3.1, or S minus 3.1 equal to D. As long as you're describing what's going on, like in this picture, you're right. QS is greater than QD. Anyway, we need to write down this sentence. Remember, we need to write this down because we're demonstrating that we understand what it means when there is a surplus. That's our first sentence here. And then we plug in the demand function and the supply function. Please write this down and show me this equation so that I know what you did. And even if you make any calculation mistakes, I'll give you partial credit up to this point. Okay? If you don't write this equation down, if you make a mistake, I don't know what you did. Anyway, let's solve this equation. If you need any help, here I'll walk you through. First, let's take off these parentheses. Now remember, it's a good habit to keep these parentheses in the first step because it's easier just for you to plug in these equations. And here, let's take off these equations. Let's remove it. Just want to emphasize here, negative. Therefore, this coefficient becomes positive 5. Then let's collect all these terms. Let's keep P on the left-hand side. 4P, 5P, they're here. And let's move these numbers onto the right-hand side. When we move them onto the right-hand side, we need to flip their signs. Alright, that's what we have on the right-hand side. Here, 4P plus 5P, that's a 9P. Therefore, P is equal to the sum of these numbers divided by 9. That gives us a 6.278, and that's I rounded to 3 decimal places. Anyway, that's the market price. Let's just look at the picture to remind us what we did here. We have this surplus here. We know the demand function. We know the supply function. Using that equation in this relation, we just solved this price level here. Alright. Now we want to find the actual quantity purchased. Now remember, when the market is in disequilibrium, the actual quantity purchased is always the smaller one among QD and QS. Look at here. The firms bring QS units to the market a lot. Okay. However, because the price is high, a little bit high, the consumers are only willing to buy this much. So the quantity purchased will just be this much. QD, the smaller one among QD and QS. So in this case, the actual quantity purchased should be calculated with the demand function. Well, actually I just did it both ways and to select the smaller one. So I plug in the market price into the demand function. That gives me shows me that the quantity demanded is 4.61. I also plugged it into the supply function, and the actual quantity purchased is always the smaller one. Okay, I just explained it. It's always the smaller one. So in this case, the answer is, the actual quantity purchased is 4.61 units. That's all for this question. Thank you very much.